The genetic lottery. Is beauty the last legal discrimination?
Something, it's like there's more to me than just this vessel. You're gorgeous, you got all this work done, you're perfect, now what? I don't define my worth by my looks. I define my worth by the way I treat people, the way I am, the way I fight for, my future. I force myself to be comfortable in my own skin. I want to be grateful for this vessel that I've been gifted. This life is so short.
When the world only sees the packaging, does the content inside matter? Safety does not mean boredom. Safety means peace. In the end, we are all slaves to the symmetry we see in the mirror, leaving you to wonder if you ever truly existed or if you were just a reflection in someone else's eyes. Welcome back to the therapy.
We're so bad. This is our third episode we're recording this year, and it's March.
Wow.
Right?
New month, new
Yeah.
blessings.
New month, new blessings. New year, new
Amen.
blessings. Welcome
It's been a
back.
year now, right?
It's been a year. It's been, I think, the 4th. Tomorrow is going to be a complete year of us recording. I think that was the first day we recorded the episode.
Welcome back.
Yo, and y'all see the new lighting. Let's talk about that real quick.
It's great. Corey did a good job
Insanity
with
is
this.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's very. It
Stunning.
gives like a very warm feel.
It does. It
I like
does. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
The calmness of it all.
I'm excited, man. And today, this is gonna be a good one. We're gonna get into.
I think it would make sense once you tell them what it is.
Yeah, the genetic lottery. Is beauty the last legal discrimination?
Repeat that again, please.
The genetic lottery. Is beauty the last legal discrimination?
What does that
Bars.
mean?
Bars.
What does that mean?
So a quick opening quote, as we always do. This is by Unknown. But we preach equality in our laws and our logic, but our biology remains a hypocrite. Beauty is an unearned currency you spend every day, and the most uncomfortable truth is that we don't want a fair world. We just want to be the ones holding the winning ticket.
We don't want a fair world. We want to be the one holding the ticket.
The winning ticket.
The winning ticket.
So we want to be the ones holding the winning ticket.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we can't deny that there is some type of selfishness within us to wanting to be like, I want to be the one that's chosen. I want to be me. I think that's just in our nature to be selfish, to think of ourselves first and self-preservation, and it is an uncomfortable truth because it's like, okay, if all three of us are going for a job, all three of us want that job. It's kind of like, well, I love Alex and Cuba. I want this job.
Yeah.
I want to be the one with the promotion.
Self-preservation.
I gotta survive too, yeah.
So and it's normal because it's like, especially in a world where we're competing for so many different things, like nothing is really sacred anymore. I feel like, back in the days there was just less competition in general, just for jobs, even just for regular jobs. Like you see the job market now is so flooded because everybody goes to college. Like we were talking about earlier, we all go to college. We all have this degree. We're all in a different field.
Are you saying? Well, I kind of want to ask you.
Yeah.
Obviously, looking at you, you're very symmetrical, right? Objectively symmetrical.
Objectively symmetrical. Easy on the eyes.
Easy on the eyes, as they will call it.
Respectfully. Thank you.
Have you ever thought about how that gave you an upper hand in either looking for jobs or people being nicer to you, or just having life a bit more easier than you would if you weren't as symmetrical? Would you say?
I would say, I don't like to, I don't go my day-to-day thinking about like, oh, I can get away with stuff because I'm a girl, or like I don't like to get away with stuff because like, I look good or I feel good.
Right.
But it's just like, I'm very much also like, I feel like I'm very competitive and like I want to. I think that's very common nowadays where people like, oh, you're a girl, so you'll get it. Or it's like, no, like I don't want that. Like, like I want it. Cool, it's nice to get it easy, but what good comes easy? Like, nothing
Agreed.
good comes easy. Like I want to
absolutely
work for something stable. I want to work for something. It's like there's more to me than just this vessel. Because at the end of the day, like when we all fade away, we're all just bones, you know?
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
We all, the money, the fame, like,
But you can't deny the fact that it does help out to look a certain way. Like it does help you out in every aspect of life,
I ain't gonna hold you.
right?
I ain't gonna
Like,
hold
yeah.
you.
I mean, what do you mean you're not gonna hold me?
I feel like, and again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I feel like I've been able to get away with things because I am what people perceive as easy on the eyes.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
you've gotten away with a thing or two for being easy on the eyes, Q.
Pretty
You know,
privilege does work.
let's
I
call it what
believe.
it is. It's
Yeah.
pretty privileged. You know, I think there's definitely something to be said about that because like, and maybe this is an extreme example, but if
Right.
somebody says something out of pocket to you and they're not the best looking thing, you're gonna be like, hmm? But then if somebody
Ugly
that
ass out of here.
I mean, you know, it's true.
Which it is true because, like, you know, if like,
Yeah.
same with lots of girls, if there's like a guy that says like a really cheesy pickup line and
Yeah.
they're not attracted to this guy, they'd
Oh,
be
they
like,
gonna
ew,
settle down.
get away, like, you
Right.
know? But if that guy was attractive, they'd be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, this is, sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, get deep into that. Talk a little more about that.
From a female
And your experience,
perspective.
yeah.
Oh, you
from
guys
your-
got a lot, by the way.
yeah, from a woman's perspective, because like,
Jesus.
yeah, we can talk about it from a guy's perspective, but it's cool to hear from a woman, like kind of how does that play out for you on a regular, like those kinds of, do those things happen to you? Like how do you navigate that kind of thing?
I definitely do because, of course, there's days like, you know, it's easy to tell. Like if I go out looking a little bummy, which I think we all have our days.
Right.
It's like maybe sometimes people may not pay as much attention or just kind of ignore you until like they hear me talk and they hear my energy, like, oh, like, you know, she's, you know,
Right.
maybe, you know, energy and like the way someone talks, rather if someone's being like dry or short or whatever. It's just like, okay, cool. No matter what you look like, I connect with this person, you know? That's
Right.
how it should be in general, no matter what someone looks like. If there's a connection, there's a
There's a
connection.
connection.
You know, platonically, romantically, no matter what it may be. But
Yeah. In an ideal world, it should be that way.
it really
But
should.
we're also biological beings, right? Millennial of evolution has brought the brain to want to look at something symmetrical.
Correct.
That's why when we go out in nature and we see curves in the trees, like it makes us calmer.
Yes.
Like there's a reason why that works. It's the same with looking at a person who looks good. For some reason, your brain just wants to keep on looking at them and give them more grace. It's not their fault that they look that good. It's not your fault you want to look that good. Want them to look that good. But matter of fact is, you do give them more grace. Like it says, judges give lighter sentence to people who are more attractive. Like, right? Imagine like for example,
Like a lighter sentence, you said.
Oh, lighter, like shorter sentences. There was a guy not even maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That was very popular. Like it
Oh,
was
the one that became the model?
the model.
Oh yeah, Jeremy, whatever his name is.
Yeah. People were
She's
like, oh, like
beautiful.
let him go. Even like the recent the one that killed the UH CEO. What's his name?
Oh, Luigi.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Right?
They sending him nudes in jail, yo. They got girls like sending him naked pictures in jail.
That's crazy.
Like he killed a person.
Yo, that's
And
crazy.
he's getting like more
Attention
as
as a result
because
of it.
of the physical.
But do you think it's because of the physical or because he did something that's very impactful and people are like, oh, he's making a better change, which murder's not really ever should be the answer.
You want to take it or you want? Okay. So what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be very, very honest with you here, right? He off somebody. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it does not hurt his case that he's a good looking guy. It does not hurt his case. Number one, he's a white guy. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
White guy, curly hair,
Bias,
Italian.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's like what the status quo of a good looking guy is.
Yeah.
So adding that on top of the society that we're in, where we're like, we hate the healthcare system, and then he clips a healthcare giant CEO, please. And that is what we can jump into in terms of let's stop pretending this is luck and call it what it is. It's a rigged system.
Yeah.
It's a rigged system that we can't. It's hard to do something about it because we are slaves to it.
Hey.
Like we ideally want to see people for who they are,
Correct.
but we don't know who they are on the inside. We can only see them from the outside, and that's how we judge them from, right? You know? Like I was asking the other day, have you ever met anybody that wants to become uglier on purpose or shorter on purpose? I have not. Maybe have you? Like,
I mean, and from a woman's perspective, maybe I may, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like my thought process is for certain women that may get too much attention. They don't necessarily want to make themselves uglier, but they may want to dumb down their attraction to kind of ward off the attention. Do you think that's an accurate?
No, I think that's very valid
Yeah.
because it's like there's some people, I guess also just like in my experience, like it's harder to find just even like a platonic connection because you have so many people just wanting,
Want to get in your pants? Yeah.
one thing.
Call it what it is now.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad, but it's like the truth. It's like, like
yeah.
I'm a very friendly person and I'm just like, like sometimes I may be oblivious to like when someone's flirting with me or I'm just like, no, like
I
they're just
Right.
being nice. Like,
I'm very oblivious to that.
But it's just like, no, someone's like, that person was flirting with you. I was like, no, they were just being nice.
You know,
Like, you're
No,
crazy.
You're
But
they
like,
just follow me out the store.
yeah, they just followed me all the way into my parking lot, put my groceries in my car for me, but it was
They
just
just asked me
It's
for my
just a
Instagram
really,
37
really
times. They were
nice
just
guy.
being friendly. Stop it.
just replying to every single story of mine just because they're friends.
It sounds like you got some. Come on, develop that. Come on, let me hear a little more. Talk to us.
Yeah, there's just been like, there is sometimes like, I guess also.
Give an example
For what?
of like that situation where
We love
maybe
examples.
you might be aloof or naive to the situation.
Ooh, aloof. I haven't heard that word in years. That was one of my favorite
Aloof.
words in college.
That's
I
AP
love it.
English, like. But you weren't prone to the fact you weren't aware of what's going on,
Right.
And someone's like, well, that guy or that woman, I don't know, was flirting
Was
with
flirting
you.
with you.
Do you have an example of that?
Yeah, so there's actually quite a bit. So
Oh God! Yeah, I told you. It's disgusting.
Let's
so I work at a coffee shop,
Oh,
Yeah. And so
okay.
a lot of people are very confident to shoot their shot, which is great. I think
Right.
everyone should always just like go for it.
Hmm.
But there's sometimes like you're just having a great conversation with someone and like, for me, I'm just like, oh, this is a great conversation. We're talking about either concerts, we're talking about something. And they're just like, yeah, let's exchange Instagrams, like we'll share concerts or whatever. And I was just like, okay, like, yeah, like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, like, no issue. Because I know where I stand and I know how I feel.
Correct.
So just because I'm aware of like, oh, I know where I feel, I'm like, there's nothing like that on my end. I automatically, that makes me oblivious that
to the
other
to
the other parties'
advances.
Hey,
which sometimes like it's very obvious when someone's very clearly flirting with you and like making it obvious, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, the person's being nice.
Yeah.
Until one time I had one of my coworkers, they were just like, oh yeah, they're just being nice. They're like, no, you need to stop being too nice. I was like, I'm just talking, because I can be oblivious to it sometimes. And I think it's just a little bit part of me of like, I'm like, oh, everyone's just nice.
I mean, that's an honest take on it. So
I wonder like if that affects you as a person, right? You want to be naturally this nice, you get along with everybody else, but then the repercussions of doing that, right? So maybe you become more cautious or more cagey.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what the unintended consequence of that is when it comes to just you being you and your experience in life, right? You're not being your true self because you can't be your true self.
hey,
Right.
yeah,
Because someone is always looking for maybe like a little bit more, or like they won't respect your boundary, or so it comes back to
That's
me of
real.
like, I still try not to change who I am, but I need to get better at saying like, no, we don't
Boundaries.
need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, no, we don't, like, not everyone's trying to be your friend.
and I mean, I think it's harder for women too, because like, from a man's perspective, right? You always hear, oh well, men and women can't be platonic friends. Men and women can't be platonic friends. And actually, no, you hear that more from the woman's side. But I'm gonna be honest, like a few of my best friends are women, and we've never crossed lines. You know what I'm saying? We're cool, And I think it's almost taboo to have a female friend these days because there's always that thought. There's always that thought of like, not from either one of us, but society is always going to say, oh, well, they're definitely fucking, oh, there's definitely something going on, or he's waiting for something to happen to try and make a move on her type thing, And it's unfortunate because I feel like men and women, we do need each other. We talked about this on an episode forever ago. We need each other. We need, like, if I am having an issue with whatever I have going on, Sometimes I don't want to hear another guy's perspective because sometimes it may be an echo chamber. Sometimes I need to hear a woman's perspective. Sometimes a woman needs to hear a man's perspective about things that are going on because she doesn't need another woman's, perspective. So it's almost like it's like shooting us in the foot in a way because it's dividing us
Yeah.
because of that inherent fear of like, yo, I don't even know if he really want to be my friend. He probably just want to get in my pants type thing. It's.
Yeah.
Do you think an
Man.
objectively attractive man and objectively attractive woman can be friends without any sexual attentions?
That's a good one.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think because, okay, sometimes that happens because somebody tried it and they were shut down and they were just okay with being friends. But other times it's like, yo, we just clicked. We like a lot of the same things. We're super cool and we just stayed friends. But I think society wants us to believe that like the first example is what happens more.
How did they become friends in the first place?
Well,
Like,
I mean, I
I
have
feel like there could be multiple instances
Yeah.
of like
school,
school,
or-
work, meeting at events,
Yeah.
doing
yeah, but like, what made them go talk to them? Is what I'm saying. Like, they see. So, for example, like, you have a best friend that's a woman, right?
Yeah.
I always ask this question: if she was 100 pounds heavier, or like, disfigured or something, would you have the same relationship with her as you do right now? Most likely, no. She has to reach a certain physical qualification that you subconsciously believe matches yours before you become friends with her. Do you not think that's the situation?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't
Okay.
think
Oh,
I don't agree with that just because it's like it all depends on like where that person is in that time.
okay.
Like, and it's all about like how I said earlier, it's like if you connect. Because it
Correct.
doesn't matter when you're parents, if
important.
you connect with that person. If you guys are having open conversations with it, like,
So you're on the school of thought that no matter what a person looks like, smell like, whatever, like,
I smell maybe.
but it's still part of the physical. I mean,
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say is, I think maybe we're lying to ourselves. Ideally speaking, we want to be this person who makes friends with everybody. Like, oh, I don't care what it looks like. But if we were to go out, or like, go meet a group of girls, a group of guys, I want someone next to me to be able to either be in the same league as me or have the same charisma as me. Yes, we have this connection outside the physical, but we can't deny the physical being important as a reason why we're friends. You know?
Yeah.
It's a touchy subject, but I think it's I don't know.
maybe it's different for guys and girls, or maybe it's just like
maybe.
maybe it's also just like different for me because it's
Yeah,
like
maybe it's a personal thing.
yeah, I want a friend no matter what you look like if we're at least have like something that we can relate on, like if we're in the same league but like if like we're both working on something like internally, like,
Right.
I don't want to be friends with someone who just sits all day and does nothing. Like you're not going to be my friend.
Yeah.
You're not going to be my friend if you're not open to like trying things, new things, whatever it may be. So like yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're the perfect person.
No, there's no such thing as a perfect person. But of course, like I'm not gonna lie. Like if someone's really stinky, I'm gonna be like, dang, like I might take a few steps back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I will say that I have been told in the past, people that I'm friends with were, ladies that I was friends with were not conventionally attractive. Does that stop me from being friends with them? Absolutely not, because, I'm very much in the same school of thought as.
Does it make it easier being friends with them?
I think it does, because if I'm not attracted to you, it definitely does make it a lot easier because I'm not. But then even then, I think as I've gotten older,
your affinity to be a man as suppressed.
No, I think that too, but I think I think I've just become a person that's less focused on looks and just more like, yo, what does this person bring to my life that, like, how do we rock out? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And then it's like I've also dated very attractive women, and my girlfriend is extremely attractive. I'm so attracted to her. I'm like
Mm,
deadly attracted to her. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? And so being friends with another attractive woman, it's like, oh well, I got mine at home. You know what I'm saying? I think when I was single, it was probably a little different. It might have been harder to be friends with attractive women because it's like, damn, I'm single. But then when you have your own attractive woman that you're
Yeah,
just like,
probably
it's
makes
like,
it
oh,
easier, circumstantial.
yeah, because I'm not thinking about
You
that.
got
You
it.
know, I know what I got at home, and we can be friends. But at the end of the day, you know where I'm headed back to.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and so I like that we talked about that because it's kind of like the halo effect almost, like where we mistake pretty for good, smart, or trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? When we go back to the Luigi Mangione thing, like he's a good looking guy, but then everybody's like, oh well, like he's glorified because
Yeah.
he looks good. You know what I'm
Look at
saying?
Ted Bundy, for example, a serial killer
Yeah,
that women
they
gawk
loved him.
over because he's attractive.
Mhm.
I am telling you, you can almost do anything on earth if
If
you're
you look
attractive.
good,
Let's be honest.
bro.
There's a privilege that comes with it.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like even when I was younger, I may have made some over the top comments when I was talking to girls to try and and maybe woo them, and maybe they may have thought that that was
Oh,
okay because
oh, Lons, he's just
you
silly.
know you know and I have to check myself on that because I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, that's kind of you know
But there's also like there could be someone like how you said earlier, someone who's like very attractive, but
yeah.
you speak to them, you're like, ew, you're actually really ugly.
Hey yo, and that happens too
Mm.
because I will say
Mm.
I have a very specific instance in mind, and I thought this girl was extremely attractive until I found out she didn't have a passport, until I found out she cannot get the difference between there, and there correctly. You know what I'm saying? Until I found out that what was in her brain was not like that. There was no substance there. It was literally just she's pretty and that's it. And that's a real thing. You want, when you're looking for somebody, you want the full package. You want somebody you can intellectually be stimulated by.
You want to be intrigued by
Correct.
someone. It's like, okay, what more is there?
Yeah.
And I think we live in a society right now, especially with social media, like
Mhm.
everyone wants to look the same.
Mm.
mainly, especially females.
The same as in how
As in, like
expand
they're
on
getting,
that.
Come on.
they're
Yeah.
getting, which to each their own. Everyone could do what they want
Right.
to their own bodies, which
Right,
is like,
right.
if you have the funds and you want to, like, and that's
Okay.
what you want to pursue.
I know.
But I think now in social media, you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you see these girls, they just like look copy and
Exactly the
paste.
same.
Copy and paste. They want the
Everyone.
same BBL, they want the same lips, they want the same like
Who's driving that standard? Is it men or women?
Who?
women.
Huh?
Women.
Run it back. Come on, tell us.
Okay.
I think it's
into
a
it.
it's a
Get
very
into it because usually we got our legs crossed. We focus. we like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think it's a very competitive field for like,
Yeah.
men, you guys compete in your own ways, and then women,
Right, right.
kind of the same thing. Like women want to compete to be better, and women want to compete just to be like on
Mm.
top. But like I said, nowadays a lot of people just focus on the outside and they don't focus on growing the inside. Like,
Hello.
it's
Yeah.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, okay, cool, you're gorgeous, you got all this work done, you perfect. Now what?
Now what? Whoa.
Like, now what are you gonna
We're-
what are you gonna do with
Come
that?
on.
And
Yeah.
it's I think that's why one of the things it's right now, I think being unique and having your unique features, because everyone's so different, is what we're missing here in America, because everyone
Mm.
wants to look the same.
Yeah.
We have the Kardashians that people praise on, and they're all just plastic.
Look the same.
They look great,
As the
right?
saying go, like,
But
there's no ugly person.
you're just
He
broke.
just broke. He just
100%.
Can you tell us how you really feel, bro?
Yeah, because you see like these before they were famous, and then like
And then
the
after.
now it's just like a whole different person,
Yeah, man.
which is
Yeah,
cool. And
man.
like just now we live in the power of technology, or the era of technology.
Mm.
So we all go on our phones, we all scroll a bit once in a while. And like, I'm not gonna lie, there's been multiple times where I've seen girls just like, oh, like maybe I should get my work done, maybe I should get this done. I'm like,
Right,
"Oh, for
right,
what?"
right.
For one, I'm not gonna pay all that money, and then two, it's like nothing good comes easy.
Yes.
Again, it
Yes,
goes back
yes,
to like
yes.
a lot of people are now on Ozempic. A lot of people are now just like paying
Zip
for
bound.
BBLs when like the real work comes in eating right, going to the gym.
Mm.
They don't want to do that. They
I'll-
want it just quick and easy.
I will say the Ozempic though, from certain people that I know,
Yeah.
especially for women, it really helps with like hormonal
No,
changes.
100%.
And so like it's like, but I get what you're saying though, because there's some people that just use it and think they're gonna lose weight, but then there's other people that use it, go to the gym, and it benefits them.
Yeah,
You know?
because that's what it's meant for.
That's what it's meant to do.
It's supposed to kickstart your journey, and
I'm
you're
gonna play
supposed
devil's
to.
advocate.
So
So
is
I
it-
love playing devil's advocate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
no, go ahead.
Who, like, what is wrong with all of that you just mentioned? Like,
Oh.
so I asked this because
Mm-hmm.
is it affecting us negatively? You would say maybe like it's making us more or less empathetic to the actual person on the inside, right? Because we can never get to the actual person on the inside because they don't look good on the outside.
Mm.
But is it because we have a moral standard that says, oh, well, that person did that work or they got that BBO, what if it's just for their happiness? Like, isn't that what matters in the day? Like, are they happy with how they see themselves, regardless of the societal pressure or standard? You know, I'm just playing devil's advocate here,
Yeah.
but you know, because I do think about, I'm like, well, who am I to judge them? Like, at the end of the day, they go to their bed by themselves. Like, they have their own life by themselves. As long as they're happy with doing that, you know,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
I mean, I will say for me, just 'cause I was talking to Alex about this a little earlier, you know, with the hair loss shit I was telling you about. She was like, did you go to Turkey? I'm like, nah, I actually take a pill for it. But
Turkey's
I'm going to be real. if it came to a point where I had to go to Turkey, I would have gone to Turkey, you know, and because it's like, I like my hair, you know what I'm saying? Like the grays didn't start popping in, but then like when the grays start, you know, I haven't had the chance to explore that. I want to explore that. So why am I going to let myself go bald and never get to enjoy my grays? Because, you know, I'm worried about, oh, what are people going to think if I go to Turkey? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm working my ass off and I'm making this money, I'm going to utilize the money for what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I did Invisalign a few years ago. You know, when I was a kid, I had braces and then my wisdom teeth came in and pushed them, whatever. Then I did Smile Direct Club on the top, whatever. So then I had to get the bottom aligners moved and get actual Invisalign. And that was another thing that I had to spend the money on because I just didn't like the way my teeth looked. You know, I think at the end of the day, we should be okay with spending money on our cosmetics. Now, does it also play a huge role into how we feel like societally? Yes, because that's what we lead with. That's what we talk about on TV all the time. That's what people want. Like going back to when we were younger, watching the BET videos, you want the girls with the big booties and this and this and this and that. But at the same time, it could be a personal thing. I want to look better. I want to look in the mirror and like what I see.
You want to look good, you want to feel good.
And then that's okay to do that.
Yeah. There's no issue when it's like, you know, it's building your confidence and it's doing something that makes you happy.
Correct.
Like there's nothing wrong with like the BBLs and like looking like, you know, getting that plastic surgery. If it's building your confidence and it's making you feel better in life. I think the only issue now with it is it's affecting children.
Come on.
It's affecting children
talk about it.
12 years old, 13 years old. These girls are putting loads of makeup on. These girls are like, oh, I want like the perfect body. And it's just like, no, like you.
At 12 is nuts, bro. You ain't even grown. You haven't even fully developed. My sister wants to do it. Man.
So these kids, that's all they're seeing online, right? They're seeing very.
I guess that's why it's bad.
I think it's only bad when people who don't need Ozempic are on Ozempic. So now these kids feel like they need to be. I mean, not even kids, multiple adults. Like in the era that we live in, like speaking for myself too. I'm like, should I like lose more weight? And it's like, no, like I don't need to. You know, what is being skinny is not. You know,
not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's also like, not everyone needs to be a size 0.
Right.
Not everyone needs to be on Ozempic.
We need to be ourselves.
We need to be unique. We need to have that. I think the only issue in that is like, yeah, it's affecting children. It's affecting people of like, oh, like I don't fit society's standards. So, and I don't have money to fix myself in a sense. So a lot of people aren't appreciating, you know, what their current vessel is.
Yeah.
And I think we're all human. I think we all have like, you know, speaking like,
insecurities, of course.
Absolutely, we all have.
It's supernatural, especially like again with social media. You see these perfect people online, but it's all online. It's all social media. It's like we have to appreciate our qualities and our quirks and our vessel that we have now, because you know there's a point like growing up. There's so much time in my life where I didn't appreciate this vessel. I'm just like, oh, I should change this, or I should do this, or I should do this. And it's like, yes, maybe I should do that to make myself feel better, but that doesn't make me any less of who I am inside, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long I will be in this vessel. I can be gone tomorrow, and like, I can be on my deathbed tomorrow, and like, what? I'm going to be like regretting.
So wise.
Yeah, I'm going to be regretting that, oh, I spent all those teenage years just like focusing on my body image, focusing on this. And it's like, you know,
Could have been doing all these other things.
exactly. Which is easier said than done. Like, we're human.
Of course.
We all have our own insecurities. We all are, you know, adjusting to them. But just like remembering, like, this vessel, all that matters, it's healthy, it's functional. It's like, if I'm taking actions to make myself feel better, same with people. If getting, like, you know, a BBL or getting like the liposuction or whatever it may be is doing good for them rather than harm,
Right.
that's no harm. Like, you know, that's great. That's if you have the funds and you have the means to do so. But
Net zero.
yeah, exactly. But just people are abusing the Ozempic pill where it's doing harm, and it's just, it's supposed to be a tool. It's supposed to be a tool.
That's
to
human
help
nature at
kickstart.
play. Human nature is at play there. And it's funny how, like, we speak, there's some negatives to this, but it's society driving societal pressures as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like it's eating itself.
Yeah. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Hey, say it again.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Come on now. That's something we do a lot here. We be like, repeat yourself. Like, when it's a bar, like, yo, run that back. You gotta say that again. I kind of wanted to pop the inversion question. What you think about that? I kind of want to pop that question to her right now.
Yeah, I do. I was gonna go into that.
You wanna go into that?
Yeah.
You take that, bro. Go ahead.
So has there been a time where you felt like a product?
Oh, multiple times.
What, rather than like an actual person?
Yeah.
If so, how did it make you feel? What did you do to change the situation, or did you use it to your advantage? Did you buy into it, almost like say, well, if I'm gonna be a product here, well,
Might as well
utilize it, right?
I think growing up, I would try to use it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm also the person who I genuinely am. I'm like, using people makes me feel guilty.
Yeah.
You know?
Very.
But growing up,
Why?
you're learning. What do you mean why? Because I just can't. Like, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not.
It's just okay.
I wouldn't want someone to do that to me.
Okay. No,
And I believe in like good and bad karma, you know? So,
Okay.
Me too, man.
yeah.
Me too.
But fun fact, I used to be a bodybuilder, and so I had a lot of
Really?
Yeah, I used to be
up in
pretty
there.
big.
What?
Mhm.
All right, now.
Way back when, so I was a
Miss Blanc?
bodybuilder for
Miss Blanc?
Miss Blanc
But for who?
for just a lot of years. So
Oh.
like my legs were huge, my glutes were huge, my arms, like I had a great physique, and that was just prime. Like, I'm just an object to people.
Wow.
So people would just talk to me, and like, especially with, of course, with males, people would be like, oh, I just want to just show you off. And I'm like, oh, but you don't even know me. He's like, oh no, you can come to my friend's party, like you can come to my family's party. I was like, but you don't know anything about me. Oh, it's fine, they'll love you. And I'm like, but you don't know any, like, just a trophy, you know, just want to like show me off, but like not really get to know me. Yeah.
And you know, that just kind of really made me think about, because like I do hear a lot of people say that, oh, I want to show you off, I want to show you off, I want to show you off. But then like hearing you say it in that moment, it like really hit different. Like, I just want to show you off to me. Like, y'all weren't even together. And it's different. Like, I think when you're in a relationship with somebody, oh, I want to show you off. Like, I want to, you know, I want you to meet my people, da. But then it's like somebody that isn't even with you saying, I want to show you off. It kind of makes you reconsider even saying that to a partner. Cause it's like, how can that come across? You know what I'm saying? So,
if it's your partner, of course, like I want my partner to show me off. Like I want to show off my partner, you know, like you want to, but the difference is like, you know, this person,
right?
You know, the inside, you know, you're learning each other and you're like, oh, I love this person inside and out. So of course I want to show them off to everyone.
Yeah, just hearing it just kind of hit a little like,
rather than someone like you don't really know. Yeah, I want to show you to everyone. Like, it's just like, oh, like I'm just like a trophy. Like, you know, you just kind of want to.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like it's, when the world only sees the packaging, does the content inside even matter?
Yeah.
I'm loving this episode so far. Like, I really feel like
I mean, like it is a truth.
Yeah.
It's maybe it's a truth we don't want to admit to.
Yeah.
But you can see a lot of athletes, for example, have what you call trophy wives, right? And you ask them why do they have trophy wives? What brought them that, or like why did they deserve that? Well, obviously they can secure, financially speaking, they have the power of the fame that can get you almost any good-looking woman physically, and they want to show them off, right? Maybe for the person you're relating to, you are that person for him. Like you elevated his status just by you being you. So I think in a way, maybe it doesn't intentionally want to objectify you, but he's doing it to better look like a more affluent or a more maybe intelligent, just like the guy. You know what I'm saying?
You touched on some heat just now, though, when you said that sometimes somebody will be with you to upgrade their own status.
Yeah.
Like that. And then it's like, I think men were guilty of this too. You know what I'm saying? Like having the baddie makes a man feel like, oh, well, I pulled her, I can pull whoever.
Yeah.
Type thing. It's just like,
brother, what?
and then do you feel that as a woman though? Do you feel like if you, okay, say you secure a man that, you know, is high value, whatever, makes X amount of money, do you think that reflects on you as a woman and how people view you in society because you have secured that high value man? Like how do you feel about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
But again, at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, I can secure. It's all about, like, you know, the inside. Like, you can secure someone. It's just like, yeah, I got this person. Like, you know, they're gorgeous. But then, like, at the end of the day, like, they're not a good person.
Right,
You know, it's just like, oh, okay, so it was easy to get. You want something that's easy to get.
Yeah.
But no, I do agree. I think, like, you know, some people look at you, or like nowadays you see some people like, oh, the guy might be better looking than the girl, or vice versa. And they'll be like, why are you with that person? Well, it's just like, we connect really well. This person takes care of me. Like, I love what this person is. And I'm attracted to that person, like, you know. But we do live in this society where, like, pretty people need to be with pretty people and stuff like that.
It's the game we play. I do want to ask, though, you being an objectively symmetric woman.
I'm gonna go home and tell my girl, you were objectively symmetrical tonight, baby. Objectively symmetrical ass. Look at you. I'm sorry.
When it comes to, I don't know if you ever dabbled with online dating before.
That's a good one.
Men versus women. When it just comes to like who gets the most influx, right? Your average looking woman will 10x like your top 5% guy, good looking guy, just because she's a woman, good looking woman. Yeah. How does that affect you when it comes to being numb to a genuine approach from a man? Because you feel like it's just another one of them. Like it's just I get this influx of, we could say, like just men all the time. It's hard to pick out the good ones because you have to almost numb yourself in a way, right?
Kind of. It's just like knowing what you want and knowing what you like and knowing what your standards are.
Okay.
Like, you know, there's a lot of people who just don't really know what they want, so they give their shot to everyone, which is fine. Like, that's kind of like dating. It's different people. It's how you figure out, like, you get to pick and choose. Like, from all my ex relationships, situationships, or people that I've just like had talking stages with, I'm like, oh, I really liked that about them. Like, you know, you pick and choose kind of like my ex relationships. You're like, oh, I don't want that anymore.
Right,
I know I'm not
right.
going to put up with that anymore.
No.
So you kind of like build that up a little bit and you recognize like, okay, what
I'm trying to allude to is for those like women, like I'm saying this very carefully, they have a certain like air about them, but like I'm too good for you because like you know what I'm saying? Because they get so many influx, it becomes, oh, I can just go out and just get whatever guy I want, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to connect that way. I believe it is, but they believe they're the best looking thing on earth, right? Because of this, what do you call it? Attention that men give them. And I feel like maybe you don't, as a woman, you might not feel that way, but as a man, I'm on the receiving end of that a lot, where it's, well, you don't even know me, like, and you're already kind of like blocking me out because you just think I'm just another guy. And it's maybe not your fault. It's the fault of online dating or just Instagram, you get so many attention
Yeah.
that you're like, oh, it's just
Can't even weed them out because there's so
you
many that's
can't
coming
weed
in.
them out, you know, like, and that's why I think it's affecting people. I don't know,
No,
my
I
perspective.
completely agree too, because it's like at the end of the day, that person's just gonna end up alone, or that person's gonna end up with someone that is just not a good fit for them because they've just like blocked every single one person out. They're just like not
Yeah.
even giving anyone a chance.
So do you feel like I'm loving that you're here because I'm loving to ask these questions to a woman. So like say you have, I don't know, 10 different guys coming at you at once and the 11th guy is the one that's like not as persistent, you know, may hit you up here and there, checking on you, just trying to have genuine conversation for you. Does that ever, I don't know, draw your attention more towards that guy that's not as pursuant as the other guys? Like, how does that work for women? Because um, I think as a man, I've always, I think it's kind of the opposite for us. We like women that, you know, talk to us and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
show that they're about it. But then I think, you know, there's
Mhm.
always been this whole thing of like, she's playing hard to get, hard to get. You can't show her that you like her because if you show her you like her too much, then she's not going to like you. Like, how do you feel about that?
Mm.
There's so many
Um,
games nowadays of like,
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm so glad
I
I'm
can't
like off
stand
the
that.
market because it's
Yeah.
Brother, it's
insane.
tough
It's
out there, I'll
insane.
tell you that.
I just can't.
Good luck.
It is.
Which is, I think every person is different. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some people are like, oh, like I'm not hearing back from this person. Like, let me, like, you know, like they get intrigued by it.
Right.
It's like mysterious, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be too mysterious where it's like, I don't want to play this game, like, you
Mm.
know. But it's also like me personally, I like someone who initiates. I like
Right.
someone who engages. I
Puts an
like
effort.
someone, yeah, effort is important because it's like, okay, like if this person's showing up for me and this person's like is intentional.
Yeah.
I think that's very
Mm.
important.
Big thing.
Intentional.
Of like, even if it's the first date, is intentional about like, you know, just communicating, just checking in, like, you know, that's very important
Mm.
just in general.
Mm.
So I do think it's very tailored to each person. Because back then, I think when I was young and just like figuring myself out, of course, it's like the bad boys that we were all about, like, oh, they're not paying attention to me. Like, let me go bug them a little bit more. Like, you know, let me like
Toxic.
drop a
I
little.
think in Spanish,
A-
toxica.
Toxicity, man.
And how do you think that affects a man growing up? Like, you have to develop a little
Hard
like
shell.
protection
Yep.
for yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to be that bad boy, even though you don't want to, just to get that woman, right? Because if you want to be this nice guy, like I think generally speaking, I'm a nice person.
You are a very nice,
nice
man.
person. Thank you. But I've known nice guys finish last. There's a book called
Bro,
No More Mr. Nice Guy.
come on. That's
And
a real thing.
And in this
Yeah.
book,
That's a real
it
thing.
tells you how to not get women, but how to act to get the women you want, right? Which
that's sad
can
that we
go
even gotta rate
against
that.
how you want to act naturally
Yeah.
and be this nice, caring man, but that wouldn't get you what you want. And it's almost like I'm putting on a mask
Just
to get you,
Yo.
and then you wonder why, I don't know, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, like the relationship's not what you think it would be. Like, you know, like it's not. What I'm saying is there's always consequences down the line
Absolutely.
for those little actions. And it is not the lady's fault. That's just maybe biology driving them, like to want the bad boy in the beginning. But that bad boy also has a brain. He's going to adapt and learn. And it might come to hurt you
Yeah, for sure.
in your 20s, like late. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always, nothing is, energy is neither produced nor destroyed. It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that also works with like not works, but it's kind of the same scenario with girls. Like sometimes guys love a really toxic girl. So if you're,
that's true as well.
you know, so
I used to be that guy, right?
you're just constantly wanting that, and it's like it's constant stress, but you're still there. You're still like, you know.
Yeah, that chaos shit, man.
Mm.
I have. And I'm gonna say it. I have dated many a toxic girl.
Yeah.
And I think because we talked about this in another episode, what we see on TV is what we think relationships should be. The Love Islands, the Real Worlds, the Jersey Shores, the what else? The Floribama Shores, the shows like that, where it's just nothing. The toxicity that we see is what we think. For me, it was Degrassi. I thought my relationship should be like Degrassi. These motherfuckers were crazy on that show.
Yeah.
And it's not until you get away from that and see other people that are in actual healthy relationships, it's not until you unwire that and realize that safety does not mean boredom. Safety means peace. You know what I'm saying? Chaos is not safety, you know.
It's just what we're used to.
We're used to it
in our
because it's what we see all the
households, and
time.
and also what we saw on
You know what I'm
TV.
saying? So I think for men it takes us a minute to really get out of that, and
It takes us
a while getting fucked up.
brother, you have to
Talk about it, bro.
they say when a man loses what he loves, he finds himself. How long, like at what age does he lose what he loves to find himself?
Hey.
Like it's usually later in your 20s. I'm not sure, like
Yeah.
everybody's different. But I'm just now recently waking up to my emotional self. I would be like vulnerable and be my best self.
Yeah.
But I would tell you, like, it took me a while to get there.
Yeah.
Right. And
It's a daily
I don't
journey.
know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why that is, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's
I
just
do
your-
want you though to get to this last part. I feel
Yeah.
like this last part is truly the juicy part.
Which
Some
one?
tea.
The expiration date.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lord. Okay. Home expiration dates. Yes. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see it. So, this is a two-part question.
Yeah.
So unlike intelligence or wealth, beauty has a strict shelf life. A strict shelf life. So how do you build an identity when your primary social power is literally rotting away every year? Which means, and this could be for men and women, when you're leading with this and you start getting wrinkles and you start looking older and you start becoming conventionally less attractive as you age, how do you build an identity off of that? Or how do you think people should build an identity
Like
as that happens, as they get older? Because, you know, the society says as you get older, you become less attractive, you become less desirable. You know, what do you think about that?
But I think
let me like
Oh,
add-
yeah,
so you,
go
so
ahead.
you can like answer fully. It says what happens to the 10 when they become a 5, right? What is it? Psychological trauma that you have to deal with going years down the line as your beauty fades. How do you deal with that? Internally.
I think internally it's just all about, like, you know, your personality. Like, you have to have a personality.
You have to
So
I would
you can't
tell
be
you,
fucking boring.
a lot of people
Don't
have personality.
I will
So
hold
that's
my
why
tongue. I will hold my tongue there.
No.
That's-
Just say it, bro.
that's why a lot of people like, oh, what I look like is my value.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
You put a
so
lot of
if you put my personality, my soul in a different vessel, like, you know, and I have no personality, it's just like, when I'm old, I'm going to be a 2 because I don't have any personality. What is there to talk about?
Right.
Rather than like, I don't define my worth by my looks. I define my worth by the way I treat people, the way I am, the way I fight for, you know, my future,
Correct.
the way I fight for what I want.
Right.
You know, and that's what I feel like people don't do at a young age. People are only focused on, you know, the outside of like, this is what I am. And so once aging starts to creep up on them, they're like, dang, who am I? Like, what do I do? I'm
It's
freaking
a
out.
real thing.
Yeah,
I feel
it
like we all
is.
go through it differently. For some people, it could be wrinkles. For some, it could be the hair. For some, it's something a little different like that we all try to like deal with. But it does, to your point,
My hair.
your personality needs to be truly developed.
Yeah.
But then I ask you a question. You are the way you are because of the way you grew up, right? You had to develop a personality
Correct.
to help you deal with the circumstances in which you grew up. There are some people who never had a tough childhood, who never had the opportunity to develop that set personality, so all they have is the looks. For those people, how would you tell them to deal with their eventual fade of beauty?
Well, life throws stuff at you at a certain age, like at multiple stages of your life, you know. Not all trauma has to start in childhood, you know.
Okay.
It can start, mid-20s, something very traumatic can happen.
Correct.
It can start, pretty much like 30s of like,
Mm.
you can have a great childhood. And I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I've never had childhood trauma.
Then somebody dies.
One of the lucky ones.
Yeah, brother.
And then, yeah, you can have just like, yeah, like you said, like a loss in your life.
Yeah,
A very
that's
bad
true.
car crash.
Gotta set it off.
So use that as a vehicle in a way to build a less physical personality, more intentional. Is that what you were saying? Like use trauma as like a catalyst?
Not necessarily trauma specifically, but if you're just kind of like, how do I say it? Just like life experiences.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't have to be bad, but it can also be good and also be appreciative of like the bad times, and like you learn from that and you grow from that.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think as any point in our life, there's multiple different people you meet at school and high school and college, and just like, everyone is different. And sometimes people are like, oh, like we can't relate because, they haven't had a traumatic childhood, or we can't relate because like, there's just nothing to talk about, when there's sometimes, like, you can relate to multiple different people. It's just like you don't want to. You don't want to listen, or you don't want to, like, not necessarily listen, but
are we more narcissistic in this day and age than ever before?
Yeah.
Narcissistic?
Are we more narcissistic? Yeah. Undoubtedly.
For
I mean,
sure.
you know how much that word comes up. Like, just like, you didn't call me back, you're narcissistic. Like, it's insane how overused that word is, but it is very true that a lot. And I think there's a lot of attention being drawn to it because there are people that are actually narcissistic, and we just haven't really explored it enough. And so now it's really becoming a big thing.
I do agree with that. I think that word is definitely like overused
Like
and
gaslighting.
abused.
Yes.
Are you gaslighting me? But no, 100%. I do think like narcissistic people are like, just for small things, people are like, oh, you didn't answer me, like that's being so narcissistic because you think it's like, just like, no, like that's not what
I was sleeping, Mary.
Exactly. So yeah, no, that word is definitely abused, but we are in an era where everyone is just out to like compete against each other.
Correct.
People think they're better because they have more money. People think they're better because it's like they have status. People think, at the end of the day, money. We all want money. We all want to achieve money.
I want money.
But I want
and
money
you wonder
too.
why? Because those in power are the one leading the charge.
Yes.
I really believe also I was asking myself this question: why does society reward those in power? Like, how did they get there? Society rewards those people who have a little psychopathic to them, a little flamboyant. They have the charisma, right? But those are like little hints of narcissism. But society rewards that and puts them in power positions. But then we see that, or the kids see that, and they're like, oh, maybe that's how I should be, right? Maybe like, if we can do a better job of electing people who are less prone to narcissism tendencies, then I feel we could see a shift, right?
Yeah.
People who genuinely care about other people.
But it's hard for those people to get in power positions
because we're in such a selfish society. No?
Exactly. Like, I mean, you already know what I'm going to use as an example, right?
we're not speaking that up in here.
Father Orange, you want to call
we're not saying that name up on here. Let's be very clear.
No, but it's like that. Like,
yeah, it is.
Like you have your like Netanyahu's, like you have your, I want to say like Traores. I mean, Traores is trying to be from like Burkina Faso, trying to do something good. All I'm trying to say is this: we need to maybe like last episode update our moral code.
Yeah.
Like, and that will filter down the line and say, well, that person, although charismatic, I can see the tendencies in them being this narcissistic person, and it would reflect bad, not only me, but my kids, which reflect bad on society in the future.
I kind of wanted to run back to what we were talking about a few seconds ago with when the 10 becomes a 5 and just your power rolling away every year. And I just thought about this. when I was in like 7th grade, there was this girl, like everybody had a crush on her. She was like the prettiest girl in the class. She was a year older than us. And whatever happened, there was this one time, I guess she was, because we had unisex bathrooms in the school. So she was like playing around in the bathroom and like somebody kicked the door and like the bondage or her tooth came off. So she was like freaking out about if people are still gonna think she's pretty. Like, oh my God, are people still gonna like me? I'm like, I still think you're pretty. Oh my God. And that was the nicest she ever was to me when I told her she was still pretty, even when her tooth was gone. And mind you, she's like 14 at the time. And it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier, like how these beauty standards and just are set on people at such a young age. She's like 14 freaking out about how she looks because I mean she can just get the bondage fixed, but it's just like damn, are people becoming that vain?
Her value is tied
to her looks.
And throughout history, maybe it's our fault as men, it's because we choose women with like wider hips because like they're more likely to have
fertile and stuff like that.
Fertile, that's what the science say.
They're more likely to be fertile.
Yeah. With wider hips.
That's the
you know that? Oh wow.
Allegedly.
So the big booties, you know what I'm saying? That's
the big booties.
That's where that comes from.
Yes, now.
But when it comes to like women more than men, their inherent value is tied to their physicality.
Hey,
right.
Come on now.
When it comes to naturally, as a woman gets older, usually her value like goes down, right? Because it's less physical. And for a man, it's less about physical, more about power or finance resources. So the more a man has, no matter how ugly a man is, if he has said power or money, women will flock to that, or like even men will flock to that, right? So we can't just sit there and try to like lay blame on the 14-year-old having her value tied to her physicality, because like throughout history, that's been the driver. She's just playing the program that was taught her, like that was not even taught her, like that was being running forever, you know? So
if people would have never told her like, oh my gosh, like, you know, give her all these compliments, and so at such a young age from multiple different people, she would never have that attached.
Exactly.
She'd just be like, oh, my tooth is broken, you know?
That's it. The people driving them, society driving it.
I really thought about that and was just like, damn, that's like sad.
So now can you imagine how like worse it is now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Being on TikTok, 12-year-olds wanting extensions, 12-year-olds wanting, you know, Botox. At such a young age. There's so many people who are in their 20s and 30s who's just like, again, to each their own, if it makes you feel better, but people are like, oh no, I have a forehead wrinkle. Oh no, I have a smile line. It's just like, that's aging.
Part of life.
You know, we can't run away from it. We can't. You're going to get Botox for the rest of your life to not show any wrinkles, not show any, like, you know, just be stiff. And which
stiff is a choice of word.
I didn't mean to laugh at
that. That's a choice of word.
Well, because if you get Botox for so many years, you just try to laugh and you can't move. Like, look at the Kardashians. Like, I don't know.
Remember Nip Tuck? You ever seen Nip Tuck?
No.
It was an old show on FX.
With it,
the surgery show. Yeah, it was. Anyway,
I've seen the one Botched.
Yeah, Nip Tuck was about these two surgeons in Miami, and like there were so many different cases that they had. There was like one guy that was a cartel guy that wanted to change his face and all this stuff. But it's all basically all about surgeries and just plastic surgery and just the vanity, because this was in the early 2000s, but just the vanity that was up and coming with plastic surgery, and just it's a recommended show. Nip Tuck. I think it kind of touches on to a lot of what we're talking about. But yeah,
interesting. You wanna close us off?
Yeah, let's
some closing thoughts, some questions. Thoughts. I mean, we got some rapid fire questions.
Yeah, some rapid fire questions, real quick. Okay. If you could transfer 20% of your attractiveness to your intelligence, I feel like I know how you're going to answer this. If you could transfer 20% of your attractiveness to your intelligence or character permanently, would you do it, or is the social power too addictive to give up?
I would do it.
See, I knew it. I love it. I love it. Why?
Because my value is not tied with how I look.
Come on. Talk your shit. What else?
I don't think, like, you know.
Okay. I love it.
I just think, because we're all going to age, and we're all you know, our vessel is not tied to us. This is just our
Mm,
temporary vessel.
right.
Come on.
You
Right.
know?
Okay.
So again, I've talked to multiple people who are like, wow, you look great. And they're just like mean. They just have no personality, you know, both men and women.
Mhm,
It's just kind of
mhm.
like, what is there to you? Like, you know,
Mm,
Yeah.
there's just, you're just there, you know?
Yeah.
mm.
Which sounds kind of mean, but it's kind of like
It's
the
true.
reality of
That's
it.
what it is.
Of nowadays, again, with society and the pressure of like, we need to be perfect all the time. We need to like be fit all the time, have abs year round, eat super clean, eat like have so much makeup,
Can't
like,
be
you know,
floating.
Aha,
no,
aha, aha.
no frown lines, no stuff like that. But it's like, no, like we're more than that, you know. We're
That's right.
more than, we can provide more than just our looks,
Come on.
because it all fades.
How long do you think this ideal version of the world, this utopia you describing, how long do you think it would take to get to that point?
Mm.
Way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like,
In our lifetime, maybe.
no,
No.
no,
No.
no.
We'll be dead.
We'll be done.
No, for sure. Because like if you think about it, the kids growing up now, the
Are screwed,
preteens,
yeah.
Oh
they're
yeah.
already
Get assed out.
starting.
Damn.
When my brother's 6 years younger than me. He's out of high school now,
Mhm.
but when he was a sophomore in high school, this girl started wearing like short shorts and crop tops. I was like, when I was in high school, I was wearing red, purple pants, like, you know, a band tee, like, you know, like sometimes go to school in like
Jean
pajama
chain and
pants.
all
Yeah,
that,
like
emo hair. Yeah.
we went through phases growing
Yeah,
up.
we did.
Kids don't
Yeah.
go through phases anymore.
Let's just go straight to the.
Straight to like the pretty, straight to the makeup, straight to the immediately. And I'm very grateful for my family. Like my parents did not let me use any makeup. Like the first makeup I wanted to start using was mascara.
Yeah. And you don't wear a lot either. Like,
No,
you're very
I've
natural.
thank you. I used
How do
to
you say
wear
it?
Skincare.
Symmetric.
Symmetrically, I'd say symmetrically accurate.
I used to
Objectively
wear a lot of
symmetric.
makeup though. I used to coat my face and like, cause I used to be very insecure with
Yeah.
who I was because of, you know, society pressure.
Yeah.
So I would wear like super bold eyeshadow. I would always have like, I could never be without makeup, like
Yeah.
just
Mm.
layers and layers of
And
makeup.
now it's like
And
just
now
a
it's
little
like
boom,
I
boom.
forced myself to, like, you know, there's days I go without makeup because I'm like,
Correct.
I force myself to be comfortable in
Let
my
your
own
skin
skin.
breathe.
Yeah, and exactly.
Important,
And again,
important.
I want to be grateful for this vessel that I've been gifted,
Come on now.
you know, because again, this life is so short. It's so long, but it's also so short.
It is.
Like we
It
really
is.
don't know.
The older you get, the faster it goes.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. This is our first and last time doing life.
First and last.
It's crazy. You think we got time for one more?
Of course.
Okay. You want to take one or you want me to answer it?
You got it.
Okay, let's see. I like this one. Is love just our brains being tricked by a symmetrical face? And are soulmates just a poetic word for good genetics?
I'd say no. But
Yeah.
I'll let you answer.
Let me do it again.
Yeah. I was like, I processed it.
Is love just our brains being tricked by a symmetrical, attractive face?
Yeah.
And is soulmates just a poetic word for good genetics?
Yeah, I agree. No.
No.
I don't.
I
yeah.
think limerence
Yeah.
is what tricks our brain
Come on, Q.
into getting into a relationship.
I like that one.
And I think, you know what limerence is, right? And I think love becomes something else. It becomes respect after the physical wanes. Because, like,
Correct.
attraction at the beginning is hot, like, you know, like anything else. It's
Yeah, of
new.
course.
But then that symmetry, you start looking at regular person too. You still know the person. What keeps them, what grows the love is their respect.
Absolutely.
Or it could be compassion, empathy.
That bonding, spending time.
That bond. So I think it's a no for me.
Yeah.
I agree. Because we all want to be chosen, right? So when you have someone who is just like, oh, on the outside, they may not be the match, but they're showing up for you in ways that, you know, you feel chosen, in ways that, you know, you feel respected and cared for, you know, it builds that attraction. You can grow that attraction.
Absolutely. No, I agree too, because I mean, even with my girlfriend, like, you know, we had our quote unquote honeymoon phase, but like even a year and some change in now, I still feel like we're in the honeymoon phase because we go on dates, we travel together, we spend time with one another, we challenge each other, we're embarking on new adventures together. You know what I'm saying? Like she's learning Portuguese now because we just came back from Brazil. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's inspired. So it's like I'm teaching her stuff and then I'm learning my languages, and you know she's working on her course and I'm working on my stuff, and it's just it's when you're growing with a person, there's no other way to be but attracted to them because you're growing together. When you grow apart, that's a different story. But yeah, no,
that's why a lot of relationships fail, because they get stuck. They get complacent.
Come on.
They are like, oh, we spend all this time together, but they're just sitting on the couch watching TV.
Hello.
Which again, there's
which
nothing.
Sometimes, yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes
but it's like when that's all you do, of course you're gonna like feel stuck. You're not gonna like each other. It's like there's no growth. Yeah, there's no substance. Like I'm not being intrigued by anything.
Come on now.
But
yo, this has been.
It's been excellent.
Excellent. Thank you for coming on.
Exactly.
Okay, clock it. We're gonna go ahead and close out with a quote. It's a bar right here. In the end, we are all slaves to the symmetry we see in the mirror. We don't hate the inequality of beauty because it's unfair. We hate it because we weren't the ones born with the crown. The ultimate tragedy is that as the face fades, the world's interest fades with it, leaving you to wonder if you ever truly existed at all, or if you were just a reflection in someone else's eyes. Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a thinker. And with
that,
we come to wraps.
Alex, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Miss
so
Blanc.
much for
Miss
having
Blanc.
me.
Miss Blanc, you know it's been wonderful. Like
It's
been great conversation, and
merci.
And you know how we got to close out. You just throw up the X's. We say XOXO.
XOXO.
Therapy
Daddy.
Therapy daddy.
Ciao.